What's going on, everyone? How y'all doing today? Kachi here, coming with a brand new video. For this video, we are going to be playing Road to Master Ball Tier Pokemon Shield Episode 7. And if you guys want to go ahead and watch this video, feel free. If you don't, that's perfectly fine. But let's get into today's video. Alright, you guys. So, like I said, let's get into today's video. Now, I went ahead and I did like a couple of casual battles to kind of like work my wake up, basically wake myself up. And I tried to go ahead and make a video earlier, but I ended up scrapping the entire thing because I wasn't really feeling myself into the battles enough. And it kind of seemed like I was just rushing my plays a little bit too. So I had to go ahead and take a couple of steps back, kind of recollect my thoughts, and I'm feeling like 10 I'm feeling 10 out of 10 right now, and I'm feeling 100% better. I went ahead, I took a couple of hours off, and I know for a fact that I'm at Great Ball Tier 7, and I used to be at a higher, I had higher points and stuff like that, but, like I said, I ended up scrapping some of the stuff, and I decided not to, showcase the team or anything like that. So, So we're just going to go ahead, we're going to collect our thoughts, and we're going to go ahead and think about what specific, Pokemon we're going to be bringing to every single battle. And we're going to do 3-4 battles, maybe. And they're going to be having the team of Rhyperior, Turtonator, Savali, Corsola with the Eviolite, Gallade, and Dubwool. So this team has vice versa of different team and all that other good stuff. The Corsola, I would say the Corsola has like a pretty good chance of actually going ahead and wiping out our team. But if I really had to make a guess, I can kind of see that he's probably going to bring Rhyperior, Corsola, and probably Savali if it really has a chance. Because he honestly probably doesn't want to bring Gallade as like a good Mon. But we can go ahead and we can kick things off with our Duraludon here to go ahead and get pretty good damage off the first couple of Mons that are going to be bringing out. And I honestly see Mimikyu putting in some work against this team as well. And I think Mimikyu will be a pretty good Mon. And I think Hydreigon really has like a good stand-in against this team as well. Because I honestly think that Hydreigon actually can put work against that Corsola and probably get some flinches and probably go ahead and take out that Turtonator as well too. Even though our Duraludon will probably put in a lot of work against that Turtonator. But we're going to go ahead and see for ourselves if we can do what we can. So he brings out Savali, which is like the first Mon. And I think the Savali is actually a normal type. If I had to make a guess. Yeah, so the Savali is a normal type. That's actually pretty good for us in most cases. But it could be a bit better. But we're going to go ahead, and I believe that we should just go ahead and Dynamax right off the bat. So we actually withdraws his Savali, and I think he's going to bring out Gallade. Okay, so it's a good thing that we did go for a Max Steel Spike here. So we can actually raise up our Duraludon's defense. Because if we didn't go ahead and raise up our Duraludon's defense, the Gallade could have probably one-shotted us here. So we're going to get the Max Steel Spike. And it was actually focus sashed, I'm believing. Yeah. So it was focus sashed. It actually held on. We raise up our defense, and we're actually just going to go ahead and go for the max lightning here. To set up the terrain, the electric terrain for us, anyways. We're actually faster than the Gallade. The Gallade didn't really get to do what it needed to do, but we did see Savali, anyways, and I'm pretty sure he's probably going to be saving his Savali to actually go ahead and Dynamax later on. But he's going to bring out Rhyperior here. And I'm pretty sure the Rhyperior probably has the weakness policy. And I'm actually going to go for the max Rimwind here. So that way we can actually lower the Rhyperior's attack power. So then that way we can actually get a weakness policy. We can get our weakness policy without taking so much damage. But our Duraludons put it in so much work. I think we're actually going to go ahead and we're going to win this battle, I'm pretty sure. So his attack drops. He goes for the max Quake, and we're going to live. Yeah, we're definitely going to live. He gets a special defense boost, which actually is, like, pretty good for him. And we're actually going to get a +2 on our special attack and attack here. And we have either 2 to 3 options here. We can either go into our Hydreigon here, and he might go for another Max Quake. Or we can actually go into our Mimikyu and actually let our Mimikyu actually pop his disguise. But I honestly think that it'll be best if I went into my Hydreigon here, because Rhyperior doesn't really have, you know, he only has either ground-type moves or rock-type moves that, for most VGC players to go ahead and use. So we're just going to go ahead. He goes for the Max Quake, and we actually make a better play on our part to actually go ahead and, you know, see that coming. So we are actually going to go ahead and go into our Mimikyu here, and we're going to go ahead and let our Mimikyu's disguise actually get popped. So he goes for the Max Hailstorm, actually. And that's actually a good play for us. So now we actually see the Rhyperior actually has Ice Punch, which is actually very good for us to actually know. So our Mimikyu's disguise gets popped. Our Mimikyu gets buffed by the hail. The Rhyperior gets buffed by hail. And he no longer has a Dynamax anymore. And we have 3 Pokemon. Our Hydreigon didn't actually take any damage from the Max Quake. Our Mimikyu took a little bit of damage from the buff by the hail and the disguise getting popped. But we can go for the Drain Punch here. And I think it's going to activate his weakness policy, if I really had to make a guess. But we do get HP back. He doesn't have the weakness policy. Oh. Okay. That's actually pretty good. If he doesn't have the weakness policy, then we can just keep firing some Drain Punches and actually just render the Rhyperior here completely useless. Unless he's got a berry. He might have a berry if I'm... Or he could... No. Since technically he has 4 moves, he's actually Assault Vest. Assault Vest Rhyperior. That makes a lot more sense. So, since he's actually Assault Vest Rhyperior, then it makes it a little bit more difficult for us to actually go ahead and deal a little bit more damage than optimal for us to do. But the Rhyperior is basically, almost completely renderless at this point. And we already know that we are faster than the Rhyperior, because Rhyperior is well known for a trick room user, but he's got some very, very powerful attacks in display. So we're just going to go ahead and go for the Flash Cannon to knock out the Rhyperior. Flash Cannon comes off, and we knock down the Rhyperior. So we're doing pretty good. I mean, it's not to the point to where we actually can say that we're actually going to win this battle, because the Savali can actually have like multi-attack, tri-attack, or some type of like Ice Fang move or whatever have you. But we know that it's a normal type, and our Mimikyu did go down, which is unfortunate, but we can actually just go for a Thunderbolt, probably get a paralysis or whatever. And he's actually going to go for Flamethrower here. And our Duraludon goes down. He's actually Life Orb, so that is a little bit more damage. So we get a Thunderbolt. The hail stops. We don't get a paralysis. So we actually know what this Savali has as one move, which is Flamethrower. But we're actually slower than a Savali. So we're actually going to switch out our Duraludon here, and we're going to go into Hydreigon, because I know for a fact that the Flamethrower is not going to do that much to our Hydreigon. So he's actually going to take a little bit more damage due to the can't remember the name, due to the Flamethrower Life Orb. And oh wow, he goes for Draco Meteor. Our Hydreigon actually lived on 20. That is insane. But he actually gets a special attack drop by 2. And we get the Dark Pulse, and I think that should seal the deal. Yep. And we seal the deal on the Savali. I actually enjoyed. So we find another trainer, and they're the same ranked as us. And he has Excadrill type Null, Duraludon Ninjask, Chandelure, and Darmanitan. Ooh, this is actually somewhat of a challenge, if I had to say so myself. But I honestly can see Charizard putting in a lot of work against this team, just because of the fact that he has 3 Pokemon weak to fire type moves. The Duraludon might be a little bit harder because of the fact that we actually have to bring Mimikyu, but that's fine. And besides, Mimikyu puts in a lot of work against this team too, and even Hydreigon puts in a lot of work. So we're going to kick things off with our Charizard here, and we're going to bring Mimikyu and Hydreigon as the supporters for this. But whatever mon that he starts off with first, they're probably gonna have a tough time with our Charizard, especially with the fact that I think I can either Dynamax the Charizard right off the bat, or I could just probably go for like a Flamethrower. So he brings out Ninjask, which in most cases I would say that's actually bad, because of the fact that Ninjask is actually weak to a lot of moves that Charizard is actually pretty good. But the Ninjask is technically a pretty fast Pokemon, if I do say so myself. But it could be Focus Sash as well too. But we're just gonna go ahead and Dynamax our Charizard right off the bat, and we're just gonna bop the Ninjask for a Max Flare here. And I'm pretty sure the Ninjask is technically going to be faster than us. But it could have U-turn, and it actually can switch into a different Mon. But it's going to go for Protect here. Okay, so it's a good thing that we did go for we did Dynamax, and the Ninjask is technically going to live. But we do. Oh, so he has Speed Boost. Okay. But doesn't that raises up by one stage? Yeah, that raises up by one stage. So we're just gonna go ahead and hit with our weaker Max Flare here. And he goes for Substitute? So the Ninjask is technically trying to go ahead and get enough of a speed boost here to actually do a little bit of damage. Or it could just Baton Pass. That could be the case. So we're just going to go for the Max Lightning and set up the terrain. He goes for Substitute again. And he actually raises up his attack? Huh. But he can't go for another Substitute, so I don't really understand what he's trying to do. The Substitute fades, our Electric Terrain comes up, and our Charizard actually has the Sun and the Electric Terrain set up for itself. And it's +3 in speed, and it has a +1 in attack. I'm not really sure if that actually is going to make the Ninjask faster than our Charizard. But we're just going to have to see. He actually Baton Passes. Okay. So we do see the Baton Pass. He might go into Darmanitan then. So we do see the Darmanitan. And we go for Flamethrower, so that's actually pretty good. But we actually knock out the Darmanitan with our Flamethrower. So that was basically a complete waste for your Darmanitan and for your Ninjask. So the Ninjask doesn't have that much HP. And the next Pokemon that you have that's completely healthy, it won't be able to get any type of boost whatsoever unless you go ahead and Baton Pass. Because now it was basically a setup fighter for this entire match. Don't understand why you're going to go for Protect for. You've basically just lost to a Flamethrower Charizard. So he's trying to go ahead and give his Mons a speed boost. But the Ninjask is going to go down regardless. So he goes ahead and Baton Passes his +1 speed boost to Chandelure. Okay. So the Flamethrower comes off. That's not really going to do that much damage to it. But it's a good thing that it doesn't have Flash Fire. But we're actually in like a pretty good position here. Because now our Charizard can just actually switch out. And we can actually just bop the Chandelure with like a Dark Pulse, Choice Specs, or we can actually go ahead and go for a Hydro Pump. So the opponent's actually going to go ahead and Dynamax their Chandelure to actually probably set up the Max or the Sun for itself. Either going to go for the Max Flare or go for a Max Phantasm. I'm not really sure. So he goes for the Max Phantasm here. But we're just going to go ahead and live that. So we're just going to go for the Dark Pulse. Goes for Max Flare. That's not really going to do that much damage to us. It's going to set up the sun for itself, though. It's actually pretty good. And we're going to go for the Dark Pulse. And we almost knock out the Chandelure. I'm pretty sure a Shadow Sneak would kill from that range if I had to really make a guess. But the Chandelure really doesn't have a good matchup with the Charizard. So we're actually going to go ahead and switch out the Hydreigon and bring out Charizard again. Because the Ninjask is already is pretty much done. Chandelure can't really do that much. But that did do a lot of damage. So the Chandelure could actually be max special attack. But we're just going to bop the Chandelure with the Dragon Claw. I don't know if the Chandelure is actually faster at +1. No, it's not faster. So we actually get the Dragon Claw and we seal the deal on the Chandelure. And the Ninjask doesn't really have any answer to go ahead and take out 3 Pokemon here. And he's at such low HP, it's ridiculous. So we're just going to go for another Dragon Claw. And so the battle was canceled. It's good, but this certain Pokemon is, doesn't have a really good matchup and everything. So we're going up against Mova. Now, this team actually has, different diverse, Mons. And we're seeing Hydreigon, we're seeing Dracovish, we're seeing Obstagoon, Ferrothorn, Seismitoad, and Hatterene. So I honestly think that Hatterene is going to probably bring a Trick Room advantage to her portion of the game. And I honestly think that Duraludon actually has a good matchup for most of this team, because they can't really do that much unless they bring Seismitoad, and Seismitoad is the only mon that I think can get a ground type move here. So we're actually going to bring Duraludon, and we're actually going to bring Mimikyu too, because Mimikyu actually does have a pretty good matchup against most of this team. And I think I honestly think the next mon would be pretty good. Will probably be... Yeah, I honestly think Charizard might actually be pretty good against this team. Because if they bring Dracovish, then we can actually go ahead and hit the Dracovish with a Dragon Claw or a Thunder Punch to probably get a Paralysis or something like that on it. I'm not really sure. But I know for a fact that it does have Vicious Rend, which is what most things do. So we're actually going to see Obstagoon come out first. And we actually bring out our Duraludon as the first mon. Obstagoon shiny looks pretty cool, I'm not going to lie. So we're actually sitting at a pretty good position with our Duraludon here. But he could honestly bring out Hatterene later on, but he probably has Hydreigon as another mon that he has in the back. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna start things off with a Dragon Pulse here. So he goes for knockoff, and he actually knocks. He got a crit. Wow. So he knocks off our weakness policy, which is pretty bad. And he's actually Flame Orb, so he's Guts. Oh, wow. So that's actually pretty bad. So I think what we're going to have to do here is actually go for a Max Rimwind and actually get a little bit of HP back Oh, wait, does Obstagoon even get Guts as an ability? I don't know. I honestly don't know. Somebody put down in the comment section below if Obstagoon actually gets Guts as an ability. Or I could probably just go ahead and, look it up later on myself, and then I could tell you guys if it does get Guts as an ability. He goes for close combat. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Guts ability right there. So we basically just wasted our Dynamax for no reason. Oh well. So I honestly think that our Mimikyu here might actually stand a chance against this Obstagoon if we just go for the Play Rough instead of going for Swords Dance. Because we can actually, hit it with the... He can hit our Disguise, and our Disguise goes down, but we can go for a Play Rough Life Orb without having to use the Swords Dance. So he goes for Knockoff, but I'm pretty sure the Knockoff doesn't take out our Life Orb, does it? It actually has to go for the Disguise. Oh, it does take out the Life Orb. Oh, man. Ah, come on! And he voids the attack. Are you for real? He actually withdraws the Obstagoon and goes into Ferrothorn. And that was actually a good play on his part to actually go into his Ferrothorn, because now we're actually taking Iron Barb's damage and Rocky Helmet damage. And he probably has Heavy Slam. But we're going to get somewhat of that health back, because we're going to take Iron Barb's damage. And we're going to take Rocky Helmet damage. We actually lost more health than we actually gained. So we're going to keep on hitting this Drain Punch here. And we're going to, at least knock down the Ferrothorn, just, a little bit. So then afterwards, our Charizard can actually go ahead and take care of it. But we see Ferrothorn and Obstagoon. We have a Rocky Helmet. And we also have Flame Orb with Guts. Iron Barb and Rocky Helmet. So, you could probably go into a different Mon here if I really had to make a choice. But we're just going to go for the Flamethrower. We make the connection. We take down the Ferrothorn, but we got we got 2 Mons left and a Charizard. That was a bad decision on my part to go for the Dynamax right off the bat, because now we have to take care of Obstagoon. He actually has Hatterene in the back. But we're going to go for the Flamethrower here. And the Hatterene goes for Trick Room. I don't know if we're actually going to live against the Hatterene. That is probably going to use D-Gleam. I'm not really sure. No, it's actually just going to go ahead and Dynamax. Alright. Well, we actually lost this match. But that's fine. I mean, it's just we can't win, we can't lose. We can't lose. But, we can't just keep on trying to win every single battle that we're going up against, because there's going to be times that we're actually going to have to lose. So he goes for the Max Mindstorm. Charizard lives on 14. But there's no point. I mean, we're actually just going to lose against the Hatterene anyways, because it's got Trick Room, and our Flamethrower is not going to do enough damage to take out the Hatterene. And it's got a berry, so that's basically GG right there. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to quit the battle because, we basically lost. There was our fourth team here. We're actually going to go ahead and switch things up. We're going to go with our original first team. And I honestly think that our first team might do a little bit of good. So, found ourselves another trainer. And this trainer actually has Mimikyu, Gyarados, Savali, Hydreigon, or Dragapult, Excadrill, and Frothorn. So we actually see a pretty different variety of Vivers for the team. And he probably could bring Mimikyu to go ahead and get that disguise to get a Swords Dance. We could probably see Frothorn and Excadrill coming in, but they are very, very weak to fire and grass or water type moves. And Appleton actually has a pretty good matchup too, but I'm not really feeling it with Appleton that much. But we actually are going to bring Gyarados, and I definitely going to bring Dragapult. And I honestly see Cinderace putting in some work. Now, I honestly don't know if Cinderace will actually be, the actual good mon to bring up against this team. But I see Cinderace putting in a lot of work just because of the fact that Excadrill and Frothorn actually are both weak to fire-type moves. But we actually are going to see Dragapult as the first mon to be brought out. So, we are definitely going to Dynamax our Gyarados here. I almost said Dragapult, because I actually have a Dragapult. And we are going to go ahead and try to one-shot this Dragapult here with a Max Rimwind of... So, they're actually going to Dynamax their Dragapult. I honestly don't understand why the Dragapult's in a Master Ball. But anyways, we are going to go ahead and we're going to Dynamax ourselves. I'm pretty sure that... I don't know if the Dragapult actually is going to be a special attack user or not. That'd actually be pretty interesting to see. Goes for Max Phantasm. That did a pretty sizable chunk of damage. I'm not gonna lie. But we're gonna go for the Max Rimwind. And ours did tremendous damage. Oh, snap. It actually has weakness. It's a weakness policy Dragapult. That's actually new. I honestly never seen weakness policy Dragapult before. So we actually lowered the Dragapult's attack. But I don't know if it's a special attack user. It might be a special attack user. I honestly think that it's a special attack user. I think we messed up here. I think we're in trouble. I don't know. I think we're in trouble here. Somebody help. I don't know. I don't know. I think we're slower than the Dragapult. Than his Dragapult, anyways. But I'm pretty sure we are. Yeah, we are. It's for Max Darkness. Oh, God. Dang it! I thought we were gonna live. Oh, well. I don't know if we're gonna live. Goes for Sucker Punch. We get the Iron Head. But he's got 2 other Pokemon. And I don't think our Cinderace is actually gonna live another attack. So we're going up against a Savali. And it's a normal type. We're just gonna go for the Iron Head. Probably get that. Gonna go for multi-attack. Yeah. Dang. Oh well. We lost. That's fine. I got my butt. But that was Road to Master Ball Tier Episode 7. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.